Part 21. Kumogakure forced me, and the Third Hokage persuaded me to die. Author, Uchiha Hokage. Chapter 205. Why should the weak fight? With almost no resistance, the Red Sand Scorpion and Beilyuhu were crushed by the force of nature and then captured alive. Hinatan Naraku casually pressed acupoints to seal the chakra of the two of them, shook his head, and sighed. Said. After thinking about it, in order to make these two people give up, he left the Flying Thunder God's technique on these two people. Especially the Red Sand Scorpion, the Flying Thunder God's mark was left on his heart. Here is what he currently has on his body, the only places left that can be said to be living things. Red Sand Scorpion. Beilyuhu. Do you want to be so awesome? It's so disappointing. I probably won't have to run away in this life. After that, I will take you to Konoha prison for a period of time, and then provide you with some necessary conditions to enable you to engage in the research you want. It doesn't matter the direction, as long as you can achieve any results. In addition, Orochimaru and I also have cooperation, so you can also communicate with each other. Hyuga Naraku directly arranged the futures of Red Sand Scorpion and Beilyuhu. It's you. That kid with the mask. Having said this, Beilyuhu completely confirmed that the so-called Orochimaru subordinate 15 who had beaten him up before was actually the 5th Hokage. When he thought of this, Beilyuhu suddenly felt less humiliated. A lot. After all, he was beaten by a well-known top powerhouse in the ninja world. It is not embarrassing. That stinky snake, cut it. The Red Sand Scorpion heard that he might cooperate with Orochimaru, and his expression was a little dissatisfied. By the way, regarding Scorpio, I think Elder Joe may be very eager to come to Konoha to meet his grandson who has been missing for many years, Hyuga Naraku said suddenly. His expression seemed a little happy. Mother-in-law, I haven't seen you for many years. I don't know what he thought of, and the expression of the Red Sand Scorpion slowly fell silent. In the distance, Uchiha Obito, who had been watching here, saw that it was indeed irreversible, so he could only look gloomy, and his body entered the divine space. Leave. As for Black and White Zetsu, they ran away long ago, fearing that Hyuga Naraku would attack them without moral ethics. This time they really suffered a big loss. The second tail was not captured, and 2 team members were lost. Not only that, but even it was discovered that the Akatsuki organization's home base in Yuyan village had been known to the other party for a long time. Even if the other party hadn't shown the same magical method, they might still be in the dark. After returning this time, there are a lot of things to do. On the side of Kumogakure ninjas. Although they are very dissatisfied with Hinatan Naraku in their hearts, and even many people have a deep hatred for him, no one dares to show anything on the face, and no one dares to do anything out of the ordinary. Thank you, Mr. Hokage, for your help. Acting Raikage Todai said respectfully. Although the opponent is their biggest enemy who has killed countless Kumogakure ninjas, the situation is stronger than others, and there is nothing to say that the strength is inferior to others. Moreover, I can protect the second tail today, thanks to others come to the rescue. At this time, Dode still doesn't know that the second tail has been taken away by Hyuga Naraku. Just say thank you and that's all. Hyuga Naraku sneered, showing no face at all. It was not easy for him to take action in the matter of Kumogakure village. Taking back the 2 tails only ended the tailed beast balancing strategy of the first Hokage. What? Kumogakure spent money back then. Did you buy a tailed beast? You should tell the first and second generation about this. The money belongs to the 2 Hokages. It has nothing to do with him, the 5th generation. Todai swallowed, and his tone was a little awkward. Yunyan's current situation is that he really can't afford much money. According to the agreement signed with Konoha before, half of the village's income must be handed over to Konoha every year. The remaining money is not enough for Kumogakure himself, so he can still spend it. What price can you afford? I have a proposal. Some of the students from the Kumogakure ninja school should go to the ninja school in Konoha every year. Of course, you will bear the living and training expenses of these people yourself. Hyuga Naruko said with a nonchalant tone. Going to school in Konoha? Tao Tai was stunned, not understanding the sudden request made by the other party at all. What does this mean? Let Kumogakure's children go to school in Konoha? Will the ninjas trained in this way be Kumogakure's ninjas or Konoha's ninjas? Think of it. Here, Tutai felt panicked and realized something was wrong. He found a reason and quickly refused. No. Our teachers at Kumogakure Ninja School are better at teaching Kumogakure's ninjutsu. Hyuga Naruko nodded indifferently and said, then let the teachers from Kumogakure Ninja School come over. After that, he added, you have no room to refuse. In return, Konoha can be responsible for the overall security of Kumogakure in the future. The future of the ninja world needs to be unified. Unification cannot solve all conflicts. After all, the resources of the ninja world are limited, and people's desires are unlimited. But unification can at least solve most war problems. But the problem is, how many conflicts between villages after 10 years of hatred? There is a big problem in trying to unify. What if all Kumogakure ninjas are moved directly to Konoha? Then the Kumogakure ninjas and Konoha ninjas will be divided into two factions and fight every day. What will he, the Hokage, do? Focusing your energy on dealing with these trivial things every day, do you need to practice anymore? You have to eat one bite at a time, and unification has to be done step by step. But now that he is standing in this realm, Hyuga Naruko can be regarded as understanding that the first generation the difficulty of the Hokage and the second Hokage. Forcibly unifying the ninja world can indeed be achieved with the ability of the first Hokage. But then the various ninja clans will be squeezed into a village, and the contradictions between them will be coordinated and the distribution of interests will be the most difficult. There are many 073 people like Senju and Uchiha who have feuds in the ninja world. In this regard, a very good move of the second generation Hokage is to establish a ninja school. It not only cultivates civilian talents, but also allows all ninjas to the young people of the clan have been studying in the same school for several years. We are all classmates, and any feud is secondary. If this continues for decades, even if there is a feud between Senju and Uchiha, it can also be gradually resolved. Of course, this can resolve some historical hatreds, but disputes over interests are always inevitable. What is the problem with that old immortal thing of Sarutobi Hiruzen? Isn't it because his strength is gradually declining? Are you willing to give up your position and at the same time try your best to suppress the Uchiha Hinata and other ninja clans? Such interest disputes will never disappear. And all Hyuga Naruko can do is to try his best to unify the 5 ninja villages and gradually dissolve them, get rid of decades of hatred between villages. So, Dode expressed some struggle. If this is the case, after a long time, what else can be regarded as Kumogakure, and what else can Kumogakure make the decision on his own? I'm afraid even the Raikage will be ignored, right? Raikage. Hyuga Naruko found it a little funny and did not hide it at all. There will no longer be a 5th generation Raikage. The ninja world will be unified in the future, and you, the so-called acting Raikage, will probably be the last Raikage. Kumogakure forced me, and the Third Hokage persuaded me to die. Author, Uchiha Hokage. Chapter 206. In a dark and lightless cave. On the huge palm stretched out from the ground, illusory lights and shadows appeared. The operation failed. Nagato, who appeared directly in his true form through the lantern body jutsu, had a little surprise in his voice at this time. 2 groups of team members came to their side, Uchiha Obito and Zetsu, Akasaka Scorpion and Beirahua. And the target is still the Kumogakure village whose strength has been greatly damaged. No matter how you think about it, there is no problem. But now, Not only has the second tail not been brought back. Nagato looked around and found that there were 2 less members in his family. Uchiha Obito explained with a gloomy face. Road, that guy Hyuga arrived suddenly and ruined our action plan. Sia and Beiliu were also captured by him and brought back to Konoha. The second tail was not caught. He used Izanagi again inexplicably and lost 2 team members. This time it was so bad that he vomited blood. Since the establishment of the Akatsuki organization, he has never been so embarrassed. What, you, the guy wearing a mask, look like you are very powerful, but this is what happened. A new voice said in a mocking tone. Unlike Brother Engel and I, we caught Nanao easily. Haydn, who officially just recently joined the Akatsuki organization. While Obito and the others went to Cloud Hidden Village, he and Engel also went to Takigakure Village and successfully captured the 7 Tails Jinhuriki. Takigakure Village is famous among the 5 great ninja villages. The ninja village barely brought them much trouble. Haydn, shut up. Nagato frowned and scolded. What time has it been now, and he is still here sarcastically. I don't know whether it is right or wrong to let this guy join the organization. However, there are not many people with enough strength and talent to attract people to join the organization. That person actually rushed to Union Village in person? In this case, it would be understandable to fail the mission. Kiseki Kisame recalled the 1,000-armed Buddha he had seen from a distance, and was not surprised at all by the failure of Obito and the others. In the face of such power, few people in the entire history of the ninja world could match it. However, Black Zetsu, as if he thought this was not enough of a blow to everyone in the Akatsuki organization, he said in a hoarse voice. Instead of rushing to Union Village in person, he only sent a shadow clone. Moreover, the other party seemed to have no intention of getting rid of us immediately, so Obito and I were able to escape. Wow! Now, everyone is not calm anymore. Just a shadow clone easily killed 4 full members of the Akatsuki organization? Hey, that's a bit too exaggerated. How can we fight with this kind of power? Loquat feels that his life is a little gloomy. He knows very well that his own strength is basically the lowest in the Akatsuki organization. He may only be comparable to the newly joined Haydn, but the opponent still has the potential to die. He has a body and a forbidden secret technique. If included, among the official members of the Akatsuki organization, his strength is probably the best. There is another very important news. Heiju seemed to be in a state of silence and continued to die. The 5th Hokage showed the same magical skills as Orochimaru's subordinates that we thought before. Now it seems that it is hard to say who the masked guy who participated in our rally was. Nagato was suddenly startled, and his expression changed drastically. No way. How could it be possible? That guy brought here by Orochimaru was the 5th Hokage of Konoha. All the members of the Akatsuki organization felt at this moment that they had just walked away from the gate of hell. No. If you think about it a little more openly, maybe it's just like the Cloud Hidden Village this time, it's just a clone. But even so, it means that the other party already has a clear grasp of the situation of their Akatsuki organization. What else is there to fight for? Not only was the opponent powerful, but he also learned their intelligence and even directly touched their hometown. Ahem, according to Hyuga, he doesn't seem to have any intention of taking action against us right now, and may be busy with other things. Obito saw that the people of the Akatsuki organization were about to lose their hearts, and he quickly spoke out to make amends. At the same time, he was also confused in his heart. What on earth is the other party busy with? Is there any greater threat than their Akatsuki organization? If that person is improving his strength in some way recently, does it mean that the opponent will be stronger after a while? How will we fight then? Can you just surrender and save your life? The more Kiseki Kisame thought about it, the angrier he became. He looked at Uchiha Obito with murderous intent in his eyes. It was this guy who claimed to be Uchiha Madara and took him to the pirate ship. Now he is betraying Kumogakure. The fourth Mizukage, and the current fifth Mizukage Terumi can't tolerate him. The Akatsuki organization has to face the current strongest man in the ninja world, the fifth Hokage. What the hell? This guy is responsible for everything. If the Ten Tails can be revived as soon as possible, we may not be able to fight. Nagato looked down at the palms at his feet and said, if the legendary world-destroying monster completely masters such power through the reincarnation the outcome is still uncertain. Black Zetsu nodded, this is also his idea. There are already too many tailed beasts controlled by the opponent, we need to speed up. Fortunately, many corpses were stolen this time, so the Ten Tails recovery plan will not be delayed. Including the body of the former one-tailed Jinchuriki Fenfu that was stolen from Sand Hidden Village before, as well as the corpse of the former two-tailed Jinchuriki stolen this time, the two eight-tailed Jinchuriki of Blubby and Kiribi, and from Kiri. The body of the three-tailed Jinchuriki, Tachibana Yagura, was stolen by Hidden. In this case, the chakras from the first to the third tail can be obtained through the dirty soil Jinchuriki, and the fourth tail has been captured by the team of Kisame and Jozo Heiji. Nagato nodded and said, in this case, you need to capture the 5 tails and 6 tails as soon as possible. The 7 tails has been captured. The 8 tails can also be obtained through the body of the Jinchuriki of the Dirty Land. For the 9 tails, you can get the 9 tails through the reincarnation of the Dirty Earth, Zhao, Golden Horn Silver Horn. Chakra. As he said that, Nagato felt tired. He thought he could catch the 9-tailed beasts one by one, but now he has to calculate the chakra from the dead bodies like this. It feels a bit sad. On the Konoha side, we can't place our hopes on the other party that they don't have time to take action against us now. We have to find a way to find something for the other party to do so that they can't spare their time. Hey. Ju pondered for a moment and suggested. Didn't we come into contact with Sheneng, the escaped leader of Kong Ninja Village before? He seems to want revenge on Konoha, we may be able to provide some help. There is also Kumogakure Village. They have mastered a legendary ninja tool of the Six Paths Sage, called the Box of Bliss. They can also consider causing some trouble for Konoha. Nagato nodded and agreed with him. They were too pressed for time and had to create trouble for each other to gain some breathing time. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Kumogakure forced me, and the Third Hokage persuaded me to die. Author, Uchiha Hokage. Chapter 207. The Akatsuki organization meeting is temporarily over. After setting an action goal for the next period of time, Uchiha Obito did not delay and immediately began to try the art of reincarnation. Damn it, why are you using us as sacrifices? A white Zetsu yelled unwillingly, but to no avail. Neither Obito, nor Black Zetsu, nor White Zetsu, paid attention to this mass-produced White Zetsu. After all, they had already confirmed before that there was something inside the body. White Zetsu, the first-generation Hokage cell, can be said to be the best sacrifice for the art of reincarnation in the dirty earth. Yin Si Su-chan. He formed the seal in his hands slowly, and then snapped his hands together. In an instant, a cold breath descended on this empty cave. At this moment, the underworld established a connection with the present world, and a soul returned to reality. World. Papers flew and fell on the mass-produced by Zetsu, who was screaming, and finally turned into an old monk. The previous one-tailed Jinchuriki, the blessed monk, was summoned successfully. Obito looked at the old monk with doubts in his expression with satisfaction. Well, the opponent does have a small amount of one-tailed chakra in his body. Heizetsu's voice also revealed a hint of excitement. It was previously speculated that the Jinchuriki reincarnated in the Dirty Land might have a small amount of tailed beast chakra left in his body. It was just a guess, and now it has finally been confirmed. Finally, after losing a lot of opportunities, we can continue to advance the Eye of the Moon project. Obito didn't say anything to the old monk, and he reincarnated the former two-tailed Jinchuriki of Kumogakure village one after another. Next up from 487 is that guy from Yagura. Obito said with a sneer. Go to Kibana Yagura and the people of Kirigakure, do you think that his hatred for Kirigakure ends here? What a joke. What Kirigakure did to Lin back then will never happen in this life. None of them can repay it. It's really pitiful that the fourth generation Mizukage, a dignified person, has been controlled for so many years and cannot even be purified after death. Baiju's regretful voice contained a hint of schadenfreude. For Baiju, who has no human emotions, it is impossible to truly regret, and he can only find it interesting. Baiju can already foresee that he will be reincarnated by the dirty earth. What will be the situation of the fourth generation Mizukage in the future? First, he will be sealed away through the Phantom Dragon 9, and the remaining three-tailed chakra will be extracted from his body. After that, Tangju Yagura is also a Mizukage after all, with good strength. It can be used as a supplement to the Akatsuki organization's combat power. Ha! Uchiha Obito chuckled twice, his voice full of hatred and pleasure. I wonder how Yagura would feel if the fourth Mizukage was allowed to come back to life after death to serve the Moon Eye project, or even to deal with the people of Kirigakure village. As he spoke, Obito injected Go Tachibana Yagura's cells into a mass-produced white zetsu, and then began to form seals. Yin, Si, Su, Chen, the art of reincarnation from dirty soil. Come and meet an old, Biba, friend, the fourth Mizukage. However, the sacrifice on the other side, Baiju, showed no movement at all. Failed. Heizetsu's hoarse voice revealed astonishment. Didn't he succeed twice before? Why did he fail this time? Uchiha Obito did not speak, frowned, and formed the seal again to use the art of reincarnation, but he failed still no response. After thinking for a moment, he said to Ju beside him. Change to a white zetsu and try again. A Baiju was split apart while cursing. Soon, the third attempt still ended in failure. It shouldn't be. It should be very easy to use the art of reincarnation after mastering it. Heiju was confused. Although this forbidden technique created by Kinja Tobi-jian has the name of forbidden technique and its ability is even more horrifying, it is not difficult to master. And after mastering it, it is also possible to perform the technique of reincarnation in the dirty earth. Usually it won't fail. At most, the owner of the genetic information got it wrong and couldn't summon the target he wanted to summon. There was silence for a moment in the cave. After a long time, Uchiha Obito spoke. First, reincarnate the eight-tailed Jinchuriki in the filthy soil. If it succeeds, then it is not a problem with my control of the filthy soil reincarnation, but a problem in Yagura. Zetsu nodded and agreed with this idea. Soon, the two eight-tails Jinchuriki, Urabi and Kirabi, were summoned. The cave was silent again. From this point of view, it really came from Yagura. That's a problem. Heiju pondered for a long time and analyzed while talking. There are many possible reasons for failure. Reincarnation in the dirt requires sacrifices, the target's genetic information, and the target's soul. If the art of reincarnation in dirty soil fails, it can only be due to these three reasons. There is no problem with Shiro as a sacrifice. As for the genetic information, it has been confirmed many times that what was stolen was indeed the body of the fourth Mizukage himself. Therefore, there should be something wrong with the fourth Mizukage's soul. Soul. Uchiha Obito feels a little overwhelmed. This is an area he doesn't understand at all. Specifically, what could be the reason? Uchiha Obito scratched his hair irritably and asked. Black Zetsu pondered for a long time and said one by one. For example, it may be that the soul has been destroyed, so it cannot be summoned. In other words, the soul is sealed. For example, Sarutobi Hiruzen's previous attempt to summon the fourth Hokage failed because the fourth Hokage used the ghoul seal before his death, and his soul was sealed in the Shinigami's body. Of course, there may be other ways of being sealed. Even if I am not dead and my soul is not separated from my body, it is impossible for me to be reincarnated successfully. Uchiha Obito directly denied the last point. There is no doubt that Yagura is dead. The corpse can prove it. If the soul is destroyed, well, what means can destroy the soul? Black Zetsu replied, the seeking jade that destroyed your Susanoo before may be able to destroy the soul. Hyaga Naraku. Uchiha Obito's expression condensed. He destroyed Yagura's soul. Why, there is no reason to do this. Hey. Ze also thought it was unlikely and said this is just a conjecture. I think it is more likely that the soul of the fourth Mizukage is not in the Pure Land at the moment, so it cannot be summoned. As for the soul no longer in the Pure Land, there may be many reasons. For example, like the fourth Hokage, he was in the belly of the god of death. Another example is what arrangement Yagura made before his death, and what means he used to seal his soul to prevent him from being used after death. Another example is that Yagura may have been reincarnated by other people's filthy soil, and naturally he cannot be reincarnated by their filthy soil again. However, no matter what the reason is, it doesn't matter. The key is to get it through the filthy soil. Reincarnation of Goju Yagura, the three-tailed chakra, probably won't work. After thinking about some possibilities, Black Zetsu cautiously said tentatively, Obito, the three-tailed Jinchuriki actually still has. Shut up. Uchiha Obito shouted loudly, and his Sharingan opened at the same time, revealing his murderous intent. Take your thoughts back. Black Zetsu's idea is very simple. In fact, the three-tailed Jinchuriki is not only Yagura, but also another person, Nohara Lin. But, let him use the Earth reincarnation on Lin? What is this guy Black Zetsu thinking? In short, the progress of collecting tailed beast chakra cannot be delayed, otherwise, the Eye of the Moon project will really have no chance of success. If Project Eye of the Moon fails, everything in our past will become a joke. Black Zetsu reminded him and said no more. Uchiha Obito looked irritated. If he had known this, he should have just stolen the body of Yagura when he died. At that time, the check on the body, the chakra has not dissipated yet, so there should still be some chakra from the three tails. However, if you think about it this way, when Yagura died, Hyaga Naraku was also nearby, and he couldn't get close at all. Hey! What should I do now? Is it really possible for him to use the dirt reincarnation on Lin? How is this possible? Kumogakure forced me, and the third Hokage persuaded me to die. Author, Uchiha Hokage. Chapter 208. It was so easy to seal the chakra of the first and second tails. I thought it would take a long time. Keiki Sakiki-same twisted his neck and said. Before, it only took less than 2 hours for everyone in the Akatsuki organization to successfully extract the chakra from the first and second tail Jinchuriki through the Phantom Dragon 9 seals. Clean. Nagato's face looked a little unhappy and he said originally, I expected that it might take 3 days to seal a tailed beast. The way it is now, it can only be said that the tailed beast has too little chakra. It is true that the tailed beast chakra in the body of the dirty Jinchuriki is also very impressive. At least, it is no problem to put 1 or 2 ordinary tailed beast jade. But compared to the huge chakra of the complete tailed beast, it is completely impossible. Same thing. It was originally expected that it would take 3 days to seal a tailed beast, and that it would require the combined efforts of nearly 10 masters. Now there are only 8 people in the Akatsuki organization, but it only takes less than an hour to seal a tailed beast. The chakra of the beast. After sealing the chakra of the first and second tails, 2 of the 9 closed eyes on the heretic demon statue looked like they had just woken up. The eyelids seemed very heavy and could barely be opened. Opening his eyes, Nagato was a little doubtful. With such a small amount of chakra, even if he really collected all the chakra of the 9-tailed beasts, could he really be able to revive the heretic demon? It's the third tail's turn next, right? It seems that even the 4th generation Mizukage was reincarnated by the dirty earth. I really don't know what Yagura will think when he sees us. There was some emotion in the voices of Kisame and Jozo Hagaki. The 2 elite ninjas of Kumogakure who controlled the ninja sword are now rebelling against the ninja organization and even want to resurrect the dead Mizukage for use. Uchiha Obito opened his mouth. The expression under the mask was extremely uncomfortable. The reincarnation of Goju Yagura failed, I don't know why. Hearing this, Nagato couldn't help but frown. The 3 tails are gone, and even the 3-tailed Jinchuriki cannot be reincarnated. What should we do? Can't we attack Konoha now and try to snatch the tailed beast from the 5th Hokage? Now he is not sure enough about that person. What's more, there is the entire Konoha behind the opponent. If he fails, the Akatsuki organization's plan will be completely ruined. That. Black Zetsu ignored Obito's murderous gaze and said. In fact, there is another 3-tailed Jinchuriki. Hearing this, Kisame Kisaki, Jozo Heiji and others became interested at the same time. In addition to Goju Yagura, Kumogakure also had 3-tailed Jinchuriki before, but as far as they knew, they should not have left any corpses. Could it be that the earlier 3-tailed Jinchuriki left any genetic information that could be used? Ju, shut up, if you talk any more I will kill you. Uchiha Obito suppressed his anger and almost ran away. Seeing his appearance, everyone in the Akatsuki organization immediately became more interested. I seem to remember something. Kisame Kisaki touched his chin and said while recalling. When I was working in Kumogakure Umbu, I once checked a mission scroll, which recorded an action of Kumogakure during the Third Ninja War. At that time, the Third Mizukage made a somewhat strange plan. Many people opposed it, but the Third Mizukage still insisted on carrying it out. The content of the plan is to implant the 3 tails into a Konoha ninja, and then return the Konoha ninja to the Konoha village, and then let the 3 tails run rampant in the Konoha village, thus weakening Konoha's strength, and thereby winning the war. Victory. In Kisame's view, this plan is too taken for granted. It was a Jinchuriki implanted with a tailed beast. Even though it was a ninja of Konoha, it was during the war. How could Konoha do it without investigation? Let people enter the village. If they are detected by ninjas like the Hyuga clan, and there is a huge chakra reaction in the opponent's body, what will happen then? I am afraid that even the 3 tails will fall into the hands of Konoha. Because of this, many people opposed it at the time this plan was made by the Third Mizukage, but the Third Mizukage at that time acted arbitrarily and forcibly passed the plan. When you said that, I also remembered that I had heard about this plan at that time. It seemed that the person who was implanted with the 3 tails was a female ninja. Loquat Jozang also recalled this incident and looked at Uchiha Obito with a strange expression. Moreover, I also heard a strange thing. A large number of Kumogakure Umbu died while executing this plan, and the Konoha female ninja also disappeared without even leaving a body. Could it be that the female ninja has something to do with this guy who has clearly exposed his identity but still wears a mask all day long? And could this relationship be a lover's relationship? If it is true, then it is really bloody. Obito Uchiha's face was gloomy and he said nothing. Please give me flowers. What an interesting story. There seemed to be a smile in Kakuzu's voice, and his tone was inexplicable. After hearing so much, he had almost guessed the truth of the matter. Everyone present, only Haiden was still confused at the moment. Nagato thought for a long time, and finally he made up his mind and said. Today's action of sealing the tailed beast ends here for now. With that said, he directly dispersed the light and shadow of a group of people without any explanation. After a while, only Nagato and Uchiha Obito were left here. I don't know whether I should call you Uchiha Obito or Uchiha Madara, but it doesn't matter. What we can know clearly is that once we start to capture the tailed beasts, there is no way to look back. There seemed to be some emotion in Nagato's voice. You once went to Konoha to attack the Nine-Tails Jinchuriki who had just given birth. The opponent was your teacher's wife, but weren't you able to do it? Before, you tried to take away the current Nine-Tails Jinchuriki, who was also your teacher's child. Uchiha Obito's face was as dark as ink, and he said in a bad tone, what on earth do you want to say? Do you also want to criticize me for being a scumbag? Nagato shook his head and said, I didn't mean that. I just want to say that if we fail in the end, then all the things we have done in the past will be meaningless. The fourth Hokage and the previous Nine-Tails Jinchuriki will only die meaninglessly. Obito was speechless. Black Zetsu had said similar things before. He had already done evil things to his teacher and his wife, and even took back the eye that was given to Kakashi. They could no longer fail. But this is different. If he continues, he will even need to disturb Lin, whose soul is in the Pure Land, for the Eye of the Moon plan. How is this allowed? That's all I've said, think about it for yourself. If you finally make the decision, you can do it alone by sealing the Three Tails chakra. After saying that, Nagato's figure also disappeared. Uchiha Obito's figure stood alone in the empty cave. After an unknown length of silence, Uchiha Obito came to the Kamui space and found a crystal coffin. Inside was a young female ninja with a terrifying blood hole in her chest. After hesitating for a long time, Uchiha Obito finally reached out to the crystal coffin. Sorry, Lin, forgive me, we will definitely meet again in the world of dreams, ding. Kumogakure forced me, and the Third Hokage persuaded me to die. Author, Uchiha Hokage. Chapter 209. Somewhere in Tang Country. Shen Nong, the leader of the remnants of Kong Ninja Village, was followed by a masked man with a very bad attitude for some reason. Seeing that he was almost reaching the target, Shen Nong was a little confused. Further ahead, there is the last remnant of their Kong Ninja Village. Moreover, here is the ultimate weapon of their Kong Ninja Village, Ankelbundian. This is what gives them the confidence to take revenge on Konoha. Before, someone from the Akatsuki organization came to him and said they wanted to invite him to join the Akatsuki organization. After he refused, the Akatsuki organization did not give up and said it would help him take revenge on Konoha. Frankly speaking, Shennon was very excited. After all, everyone on the other side is powerful and can indeed provide a lot of help. But the origin of the other party is strange, and Shen Nong is inevitably a little worried. What if the other party sees the secret treasure of their Kong Ninja Village and starts to covet it and wants to keep it for themselves? What are you hesitating about? 047. Uchiha Obito looked a little disdainful. What, are you worried that we will take a fancy to these scraps from your so-called Kong Ninja Village? Shen Nong had a bad expression on his face, and he came again and again. Can this guy in a mask speak? Why does he always speak so irritably? Can't the Xiao organization come up with someone who talks nicer? Take a deep breath and try to suppress your anger. Shennon said. In front of us is the air fortress built by our Kong Ninja Village, Ankelbundian. As long as there is a powerful enough power source, Ankelbundian can fly up and fly in the direction of Konoha village. At that time, all you need to do is fire a cannon in the direction of Konoha village from a distance, and Konoha village will become history. The more Shen Nong spoke, the more excited he became, and his uncontrollable hatred was reflected in his words. But Uchiha Obito didn't take it seriously at all. He even wanted to say, this There were people who wanted to kill Hinatan Nariku with one shot. A Kumogakure village. The result. The fourth Hokage and his younger brother Kiribi were killed directly in Kumogakure village. Even Kumogakure village has now almost become a subsidiary ninja village of Konoha. However, it is a bit unreliable to expect that this can kill Hyuga Nariku, but if he can make a sneak attack from a distance and cause some trouble for the opponent so that he cannot free his hands to deal with the Akatsuki organization recently, this can be regarded as achieving the goal. The goal has been reached on the ground. Uchiha Obito looked a little confused. What about the air fortress you mentioned? Where? Shen-nong smiled proudly when he saw this, pointed to the ground under his feet, and then pointed to the nearby buildings. Right at your feet. Seeing the obvious surprise in Uchiha Obito's eyes, Shen-nong felt even more happy. How dare you look down on their Kong Ninja village? You are still shocked in front of the masterpieces of their Kong Ninja village. That's right. At this moment, the two of them, the location where we are standing, as well as the large buildings around it, are all part of the Sky Fortress, Ankelbandian. Not bad. Uchiha Obito felt a rare relief. He had to reincarnate Lin's body before, and then extracted the three-tailed chakra from Lin. From the beginning to the end, Uchiha Obito did not dare to let Nohara Lin recover. There was no trace of autonomous consciousness. He was covering the mask tightly. However, when he extracted the three-tailed chakra through the 9 seals of the phantom dragon, he still heard the scream of chakra being forcibly separated from the body from Huatulin's mouth. It is also because of this that Obito's temper has been very bad recently, and he is always quarreling with anyone he sees. Ankelbandian needs a lot of chakra to take off. I wonder if your Akatsuki organization can solve it? Now, it's Shen-nong's turn to question the Akatsuki organization. The Akatsuki organization said it could help him solve the chakra problem, but now it only sent a guy wearing a mask. What use can this person do? Cut. Uchiha Obito looked disdainful, his eyes flashed, and with the distortion of space, a big man with red hair suddenly appeared. However, this big man's eyes had the pattern of Sharingan. This is... Shen-nong was startled by the sudden appearance of this person and backed away repeatedly. The four-tailed Jinchuriki of Iwagakure village, Lao Zi. Uchiha said calmly with a rustic. It is also because of this that he needs to come in person this time, not other members of the Akatsuki organization. Except for Nagato, only his Mangekyo Sharingan can stabilize the Akatsuki organization. He has controlled a Jinchuriki. The four-tailed Jinchuriki Lao Zi was directly controlled by him after being captured by Kisame and Jozo Heiji. The four-tailed Jinchuriki. Even though Shen-nong knew in his heart that the organization was a group of lawless people, he couldn't help but secretly be speechless now. This is the tailed beast Jinchuriki. The Akatsuki organization actually secretly kidnapped the Jinchuriki of Iwagakure village. At the same time, Shen-nong felt a burst of emotion in his heart. Fiery, looking at Lao Zi in front of him with a feverish expression. With the chakra of the four tails, 0 tails can be completed, and Ankelbandian can take off successfully. The plan of revenge against Konoha finally has hope. Soon, Shen-nong brought Uchiha Obito to Ankelbandian's power room. Let me introduce to you, this is another masterpiece of our Kong Ninja village, 0 tails. Shen-nong pointed at a monster in front of him that was purple and smooth, circling like a snake. 0 tail. Uchiha Obito opened his Sharingan and could see the huge amount of chakra in the monster in front of him. Although not as good as tailed beasts, they are far beyond ordinary ninjas. It seems that I underestimated your Kong Ninja village too much. Uchiha Obito admitted with a sigh. A small Kong Ninja village can actually possess 2 things, the aerial fortress Ankelbandian and 0 tails. It seems that although the other party was wiped out by Konoha in the past, it's not without merit. After hearing this, Shen-nong felt proud again. Without further ado, let's input chakra to 0 tail. As he spoke, Shen Nong couldn't help but rub his hands in anticipation. The air fortress of their Kong ninja village could finally take off again. A slimy and smooth tentacle separated from Zero Tail's body and wrapped around Lao Zi. In an instant, the red-tailed beast chakra emerged from Lao Zi's body and flowed continuously towards Zero Tail's. With the input of chakra, Zero Tail's figure began to skyrocket. The chakra aura on his body also became larger and larger. It didn't take long for the Zero Tail to expand to a height of 30 or 40 meters. However, just when Shannon was expecting the Zero Tail to become even bigger, Uchiha Obito put away Lao Zi with 4.6 waves of divine power. "Why did you stop and continue inputting chakra?" Shen Nong said with some dissatisfaction. "The current Zero Tail is enough for Ankelbindian to take off, but who would think there is too much chakra?" "Almost done," Uchiha Obito said coldly. "Too much chakra, your artificial Zero Tails may not be able to bear it." Shen Nong then put away his greedy look. It is true that there is an upper limit to the chakra that the artificial Zero Tail can withstand, but in Shennong's view, there is still a short distance to this upper limit. It is a pity that the other party does not intend to continue to input chakra, and he also no way. "So, now let you see the masterpiece of our Kong ninja village," he said with high spirits, and as Shen Nong fidgeted on the console, the ground beneath Shen Nong and Obito shook violently. The air fortress, Ankelbindian, took off again after decades. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Kumogakure forced me, and the Third Hokage persuaded me to die. Author, Uchiha Hokage. Chapter 210. Grass Ninja Village, Ghost Lantern City. Uchiha Obito connected with Zetsu, who was waiting here. "I didn't have any hopes for that Kong ninja village, but I didn't expect it to be a surprise." The corners of Uchiha Obito's lips slightly curled up, recalling the scenes he had seen before. The main gun of the air fortress Ankelbindian can easily destroy a mountain with one strike. When it comes to power, it is even more powerful than the average tailed beast. Jade above. And with Zero Tails as the source of chakra power, Shannon and the others may even directly drive Ankelbindian to high altitudes near Konoha and directly launch air strikes. In addition, the Kong ninja village, the remnant forces still have a large number of flying ninja tools. Together, these can cause a lot of trouble for Hyuga Nariku and Konoha. After hearing what happened in the Kong ninja village, Black 15 Zetsu thought for a moment, and then shook his head. Shaking his head. Just these words, "As long as that person is willing to be serious, I'm afraid he won't be able to cause any trouble at all. We can still continue to implement the Eye of the Moon plan, and it should be said that it is largely because of the other party's laissez-faire towards us. Compared to the remnants of Kong ninja village in Sheneng, I have more confidence in the Bliss Box in Ghost Lantern City. After all, this is the legendary ninja tool of the Six Paths Sage. In the entire Akatsuki organization, or even in the entire ninja world, he is probably the only one who knows the strength of Hinata Nariku. Being able to create a path-seeking jade cannot be explained by the slightest bit of strength. This is the gap in realm. Even Black Zetsu, I feel that even if Uchiha Madara is resurrected and restored to his full strength, he may not be his opponent. If he becomes the Ten Tails Jinchuriki, then that will be another story. Compared with the state of being able to master the path-seeking jade, the empty ninja, the flashy things in the village, may not be as useful as a ninja left by the Sage of Six Paths. After all, although I hate Higoromo's rebellious son, after all, that rebellious son has the strength to fight with his mother and even seal her. The ninja tool of the Sage of Six Paths Tisk, who knows if this kind of thing is just something the Grass Ninja Village is boasting about. Uchiha Obito had a very disdainful expression. As for the Box of Bliss, it is said that the Grass Ninja Village almost conquered the ninja world with this. However, if this legend is true, how could the Grass Ninja Village be like this now? The small village sandwiched between Konoha and Iwagakure could only serve as a backwater in the Ninja World War, supporting whomever supported him. Black Zetsu secretly mocked Obito Uchiha for his lack of knowledge, but his face showed no signs of fluctuation. Said. He has already made preliminary contact with Wyovai, the Lord of Ghost Lantern City, who also hopes to open the box of bliss and release his son. Uchiha Obito was a little surprised to release his son. Heizetsu smiled hoarsely and explained the story behind it. Ghost Light City is a prison commissioned by various countries to build a prison for the Kusakure village to hold criminal ninjas, and the city owner is the Kusanagi Murakami Shinobu Wyovai. Previously, Wyovai was because of his ambition. In order to open the box of bliss, he even sacrificed his son. However, after that, Wyovai regretted it again. He had obviously sacrificed his son for his ambition before, but now Wyovai feels that his son is the most important thing to him. The most important thing. So he planned to make a wish to the box of bliss and release his son. However, opening the box of bliss requires a lot of chakra, and Wyovai is just an ordinary grass ninja Murakami. So after Zu approached him, Wyovai quickly fell in love with him. It's really stupid and ridiculous. Uchiha Obito shook his head, feeling very disdainful. Black Zetsu took the opportunity to say if we gave up the Eye of the Moon plan because of some things at this time, we would be as ridiculous as him. Immediately, Uchiha Obito's expression turned foul. He understood what Black Zetsu meant. He was talking about extracting the three-tailed chakra from Nohara Rin before. At that time, because the person he wanted to be raped was Rin, he once absolutely rejected. What Black Zetsu meant was that if he gave up the Eye of the Moon plan because he was unwilling to reincarnate Lin and extract chakra, there would be no difference between him, Obito Uchiha, and Wyovai, who he had just laughed at. After all, Wyovai sacrificed his son for his own ambition. And he, Uchiha Obito, also brazenly attacked his teacher and his wife for the Eye of the Moon project. In fact, there is no difference between the two sides. If he gives up halfway at this time, he will really be a ridiculous person like Wyovai. I see. Uchiha Obito's eyes flashed with light, and he said after a long time. He should have understood it a long time ago. For the Eye of the Moon project, he killed his teacher and his wife, who had always been very good to him. He once tried to take away the teacher's orphan. He returned the eye that was given to Kakashi. Not long ago, he reincarnated Linyuta for the chakra of the three tails and forcibly extracted the chakra of the three tails. There was no way to turn back. Seeing this, Black Zetsu felt relieved. Come on. I feel a little puzzled in my heart. You have obviously done so many bad things, but you almost gave up on the Eye of the Moon plan when it comes to that ordinary human girl. Human beings are really complicated creatures. Heiju sighed in his heart, but comforted him. As long as the Eye of the Moon project is completed, in the eternal dream of infinite Tsukuyomi, everything lost will come back. Kumogakure forced me, and the Third Hokage persuaded me to die. Author, Uchiha Hokage. Chapter 211. Konoha Village. In the Hokage building. Hinatan Nariku asked casually while drinking tea leisurely. How is the resettlement situation of the students who came from Kumogakure? Nara. Shikaku rubbed his brows in distress and said, we have already arranged the classes and teachers, and successfully enrolled in the ninja school. However, conflicts often occur with our students, even group conflicts. Even if the school teachers come forward to mediate, it can only temporarily make them restrain themselves, but cannot completely solve the problem. This Hokage-sama can really find jobs for his subordinates. He suddenly said that he would let a group of new generations of Kumogakure come to Konoha to go to school. The order was given, it was very simple. But these subordinates started to work hard. On the one hand, we need someone to take over the young people from Kumogakure. Their children have parents who want to move with them, and they need to be accommodated here in Konoha. The ninja school suddenly has so many people and needs to be expanded, and the number of people is also beginning to be stretched. Conflicts frequently broke out between Kumogakure's students, and the ninja school needed enough manpower to prevent extreme incidents. There are so many of these. Hyuga Nariku didn't take it seriously and said, I think when the first Hokage just established Konoha and the second Hokage just established the ninja school, they should have encountered a similar situation. Multiple groups that had long-term hatred for each other suddenly when people are under the same roof, conflicts will naturally break out. This will take time to heal. But on the bright side, both parties are already under the same roof after all. Naturally, it will be difficult for something like the Great Ninja War to break out in the future. Really? Nara Shikaku nodded. He recently asked the elders in the clan about the early days of Konoha village. The situation at that time was similar. Different ninja clans often broke out in conflicts after they were in the same Konoha village. Even this conflict was brought to the newly established ninja school at that time. Naturally, the students of the ninja school once formed groups based on the ninja clan, and there were frequent frictions between each other. After all, each ninja clan shared the same destiny. Life in the Land of Fire has been friction for thousands of years. The grievances and hatreds between each other can never be suppressed by the force of Senju Hashirama and Uchiha Madara. Many things, even Uchiha people like Uchiha Madara, who has a strong personality and likes force, will also be in trouble. Because both sides may be wrong, or both have reasons. In this case, there is a conflict between the two parties. No matter how strong you are, Uchiha Madara, you go and fight. Who? You can't justify beating anyone, right? Or it's just a matter of uneven distribution of interests. What should I do if the two sides quarrel or even fight? You can't give both sides a beating, right? If both sides are given a beating, let them not cause a bloody conflict. Then, good. The hatred of both sides will be concentrated on you as the mediator. My bottom line is that large-scale bloody conflicts cannot break out. In addition, at the ninja school, we must try to treat our own children equally with Kumogakure's children. Well, try your best. Obviously, Hyuga Nariku also feels that this is a bit too much. Not to mention that the teachers of the ninja school may have a repulsive mentality towards students from Kumogakure. Even if they don't, how can their own children and other people's children not be prejudiced? Maybe we can also recruit a group of new teachers from Yunyin. Nara Shikaku suggested tentatively. There are advantages and disadvantages to doing this. The advantage is that it will make it easier for Kumogakure students to accept this place. The disadvantage is that there will be conflict. It is likely to rise to the level of a teacher. Hinata Nariku thought for a moment, nodded, and said, pay attention to the review work, and do not use it if you have a blood feud with Konoha. As he said that, Hinata Nariku's eyes suddenly moved, and he looked into the distance intently. Nara Shikaku didn't dare to disturb him. After a while, he saw Hinata Nariku's lips raised, and his voice sounded a little playful. Interesting, interesting. This is the gift giver. After recalling the identity of the other party in his mind, Hyuga Nariku directly ordered to the nearby Umbu. Notify the barrier team to open the protective barrier. I hope this protective barrier from Kumogakure won't disappoint me. Also, prepare the chakra cannon side, with the target facing the northeast at 45 degrees and 15 kilometers. The Umbu took the order and left, and Nara Shikaku quickly became alert. Is someone trying to invade again? So, maybe it can be considered revenge, Hyuga Nariku asked again. Shikaku, how much do you know about Kong Ninja Village? Kong Ninja Village. Nara Shikaku looked a little surprised and quickly recalled it in his mind. Sara Ninja Village, let me think about it, the other party should have been wiped out in the Second Ninja War. At that time, this village seemed to have mastered some kind of flying ninja tool, and also had other secret weapons. In this way, it was ambitious to challenge the status of the 5 major ninja countries in the ninja world, but was eliminated by the then Third Hokage. Revenge, are the forces of the Kong ninja village that have not been completely wiped out this time attacking. Having been dormant for more than 20 years, the other party is tolerant enough. However, a mere Kong ninja village would have been wiped out by Konoha in its heyday, and it is even more insignificant now. As long as the 5th Hokage personally takes action, what kind of Kong ninja village is there? Ninja village is full of native chickens and dogs. Don't underestimate each other too much. Hinata Naruka reminded. The flying ninja tool possessed by the other party may indeed cause us a lot of trouble. In the original work, when Tsunade was the 5th Hokage, the Kong ninja village launched a revenge against Konoha. A group of ninjas controlling flying ninja tools bombed Konoha indiscriminately, causing considerable losses to Konoha. Even Tsunade the Hokage building where the hand was bombed. Regarding the fake paintings of super beasts, how well does the village know? Zhao Zhao. Hinata Naruka suddenly mentioned another thing. Narashikaku was originally thinking about how to deal with the air raid, but at this time he couldn't help but think. There are still some shortcomings when used for direct combat, but if it is only used to assist air combat, it is completely fine now. Super Beast fake paintings can draw ink flying birds, and can allow ninjas to fly into the air to fight. Narashikaku still remembers that when Konoha fought against Kumogakure, the large army was riding ink giants with Super Beast fake paintings. Eagle, go to intercept Kumogakures. Get them ready. In addition, the chakra cannon starts to charge up, and after aiming at the target, there is no need to wait for the opponent to react, just give them, well, a medium-level shot. After saying that, Hyuga Naruka picked up the teacup and looked to the northeast in a leisurely manner. Looking far away with the stance again, he was able to notice a huge fortress flying in the air. Sara Ninja Village, huh, don't you think you are the only one with this chakra cannon? Kumogakure forced me, and the 3rd Hokage persuaded me to die. Author, Uchiha Hokage. Chapter 212. At this time. Inside Ankelbandian flying in the air. The remaining ninjas in Kong Ninja Village have been excited for a while now. Ever since Ankelbandian soared into the sky, many people had cheered, feeling that not only was revenge against Konoha possible, but even the conquest of the ninja world was within sight. With the air fortress of Ankelbandian, they can come and go freely, and can carry out air strikes at any time anywhere in the ninja world. Moreover, Ankelbandian's main gun can now be officially used. Recalling the power of the previous test shot that easily destroyed a mountain peak, all the ninjas in the Kong Ninja Village were excited. Those damn guys in Konoha actually dared to destroy our village. It's a pity that the old guy Hiruzen Sarutobi has been killed, so we can't directly take revenge on him. There is nothing to worry about Konoha, what we have to do now is to conquer the ninja world. Isn't the 5th Hokage of Konoha called the strongest in the current ninja world? I don't know if I can block Ankelbandian's shot. Don't talk nonsense about Hokage, if one shot goes down, will Konoha still be around or will it be 717? A group of ninjas from the Kong Ninja Village, wearing flying ninja gear, are always ready to attack Konoha. They were also a little worried that if Konoha really turned into history under Ankelbandian's one shot, their flying ninja tools might be useless. For this reason, some ninjas from Kong Ninja Village even proposed to Sheneng, hoping that they would first conduct an air raid on Konoha and then use Ankelbandian to destroy Konoha with one shot. But Shen Nong rejected it. Although Shen Nong was a little confused now, after being reminded by Obito, he still maintained a certain degree of vigilance towards Konoha and Hyuga Naruka. In the control room, Lord Sheneng, the chakra main cannon has been charged again and is ready to be fired at any time. A ninja from Kong Ninja Village looked fanatical and full of excitement. Others in the main control room also spoke one after another. Master Shannon, let's fire, and let damn Konoha taste our power. Do you want to reduce the power of this shot? It would be very boring if we directly killed the Konoha completely. It makes sense, just let all the enemies die, what's the point of revenge? Shannon was also slightly hesitant. Don't know how to choose. However, after thinking about it, even if it is not a full force shot, there should be no ninja that can block it, right? What's more, this was a sudden shot more than 10 kilometers away. It's even less likely that anyone can stop it. On the other side of Konoha, I'm afraid they haven't even noticed that they have invaded so close. Thinking of this, Shannon was about to order to reduce the power of the chakra cannon when he suddenly heard a panicked voice from his subordinates. Master Shen Nong, there was suddenly a burst of extremely high energy chakra reaction in front of you. After the words fell, not only the sensing ninjas, but also everyone felt an awe-inspiring power. This power was as if the sun had set on the ground. Fire! The alarm bells sounded in Shennong's heart. Without hesitation, he took action himself and let Ankelbindian's main cannon blast towards the original target. Buzz! The entire air fortress was shaking. The huge chakra energy, like a flood, the dazzling beam of light shot straight away. However, before the main cannon was fired for 1,000 meters, the attack from the opposite side came over. The same beam of light? But the opponent was one step ahead of their fortress main cannon. The attack is stronger. What is that? Shennon only had an incredible shout in his heart, and there was a huge earthquake under his feet, and the entire air fortress began to shake violently. BBDH, move. Boom. The buildings on the air fortress are collapsing. After the two beams of light collided, the strengths and weaknesses were almost immediately distinguished. The opponent's attack was stronger. And after cancelling the shot they fired, the beam of light came over and hit Ankelbindian directly. Nearly 1/3 of the buildings in Ankelbindian were directly destroyed. Before, they were excitedly discussing how to deal with Konoha revenge, how to conquer the ninja world. The ninjas of Kong Ninja Village did not react at all. They died directly in the beam or were crushed to death under the collapsed building. For a moment, the casualties were insignificant. Ahem, damn it, what on earth is going on? Shen Nong stood up from the smoke, looking miserable. What happened to the attack from the target? The other party had discovered them. Konoha also mastered a weapon like a chakra cannon? Even Konoha's chakra will the Kra cannon surpass them? All kinds of thoughts came to Shen Nong's mind. However, Shen Nong soon calmed down. Just like Ankelbindian, such a huge blow cannot be released continuously. A burst of chakra is needed charging time. Moreover, after the opponent releases such a powerful blow, it should take longer to recover. A temporary failure does not mean anything. Although the opponent may have mastered technology similar to the main gun of their fortress, could it be that the other side still has flying ninja tools? All it takes is a wave of air strikes, and Konoha can only stare at the empty ninjas in the sky, but there is nothing they can do about it. Thinking of this, Shen Nong's expression perked up again, and he gave a stern order. Road. All the companions in the Kong Ninja Village, get on the flying ninja tools, fly over, and bomb Konoha. Yes. A group of people agreed with a bang, their eyes red. They were eager to take revenge, but Konoha suffered such huge losses before they arrived. The ninjas of Kong Ninja Village directly increased their hatred for Konoha. They are in perfect condition. The ninjas of Kong Ninja Village directly drove onto the flying ninja equipment, jumped from the air fortress, and flew straight towards Konoha. A large number of ninjas from Kong Ninja Village flew over the fields of the Land of Fire. Many were farming. The ordinary people were shocked when they saw the people flying in the sky. They didn't know what was happening. On the other side of Konoha, Hinata. Naraka curled his lip. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Kumogakure forced me, and the Third Hokage persuaded me to die. Author, Uchiha Hokage. Chapter 213. A group of ninjas from the Sky Ninja Village, like locusts passing through, had just arrived in the sky over Konoha, but they saw a large group of Konoha ninjas standing on the giant ink-colored eagles, waiting for them at leisure. Does Konoha also have the means to fly? Obviously, the Third Hokage was attacked by us in a very embarrassing way. An old man who participated in the Second Ninja World War once piloted a flying ninja tool to launch an air attack on Konoha. At that time, Sarutobi Hiruzen was almost helpless against the air ninja who could fly back and forth freely. Although in the end, the Kong Ninja village was destroyed by a large number of ninjas from the Konoha faction, but many Kong ninjas still escaped with the help of flying ninja tools. It is also because of this that the Kong Ninja village was able to preserve such a large number of remaining forces. However, before the Kong ninjas could wait, they were shocked when they heard words from the other side that made them even more angry. A Konoha ninja who looked like a captain, with a mocking smile on his lips, said, "Pass on the Hokage-sama's order to save as many of the opponent's flying ninja tools as possible. After all, after the fight is over, this is ours. In addition, the protective barrier on the village has been opened. Lord Hokage said that we can ignore the village below when we fight." After saying that, a group of Konoha ninjas stared at the air ninjas with fiery eyes. Flying ninja tools. Who wouldn't be greedy? Who hasn't dreamed of flying in the sky? Riding a super beast like this. A flying bird has no soul at all, okay. Stretch out your arms like wings and gallop through the air. This is called flying. After the fight is over and the opponent's flying ninja tool is captured, they can really experience flying on their own. The feeling is gone. Hateful. Damn Konoha, do you think you can defeat us? Come on, kill them. Blow up all the buildings in Konoha. The ninjas in the Kong Ninja village were extremely angry. They hadn't even started fighting yet, but the other party was already thinking about their flying ninja tools. They even said that they should preserve their flying ninja tools as much as possible. This gesture is so, they have already regarded the flying ninja tools as their possessions in Konoha, and regarded the ninjas of the Kong Ninja village as nothing. The flying troops of both sides quickly intersected together. In an instant, the judgment was made. The Kong Ninja village, the flying ninja tool, both in strength and maneuverability, is more than inferior to the super beast fake painting. The black giant eagle collides with the place where the air ninjas are concentrated, and can knock the air ninjas staggering around, and even fall to the ground in embarrassment. Tragic death. When it comes to mobility, the flying ninja tools of Kong Ninja village use chakra to control the airflow to fly, which is not as good as in front of lifelike birds. The ninjas of Kong Ninja village can only use the tricks in their hands at this moment. There are many ninja tools to barely fight back. However, even if it is a ninja tool, it is only a flying ninja tool driven by one person. When it comes to the number of ninja tools carried, how can it compare with the black giant eagle that can carry several people? Hateful. Damn Konoha. Damn damn damn. There's no way I can beat him. What to do? How about just retreating? Master Shen-Nong's chakra cannon should have been charged up. No. If I don't take revenge on Konoha, it's hard to eliminate the hatred in my heart. When the ninjas of the Sara Ninja village saw that they were no match for each other, they immediately gave up the frontal battle and drove their flying ninja tools towards the Konoha buildings below. Bang! The speeding Sara ninja seemed to have hit something. Like invisible glass, it was blocked in the air. What's this? Looking at the materialized protective barrier in front of them, the ninjas of Kong Ninja were at a loss. Why does Konoha still have such a thing? During the Second Ninja World War, it's not like they have never fought against Konoha before. What about chakra cannons, flying ninjutsu, and physical barriers? Konoha didn't have these at that time. Why did their Kong ninja village lie dormant for more than 20 years and come to take revenge? What strange things are popping up here in Konoha? It's just a barrier, just break it. The ninjas of Yukong Ninja Village were indignant and threw a large number of detonating charms directly towards the barrier. With the booming explosion, the smoke dissipated, but the barrier was intact. A feeling of confusion surged into the hearts of the empty ninjas. No matter how they tried to attack next, the ninjas of Kong Ninja Village were unable to break the barrier. After all, this protective barrier from Cloud Hidden Village was used to restrict Naruto and Kirabi in the original work. In the Fourth Ninja War in the original work, the Ninja Alliance set up dozens of layers of barriers on Turtle Island in Union Village. The strength of the single-layer barrier would even require two perfect Jinchuriki, Naruto and Kirabi, to use the tailed beast Jade to break it. And how could the normal attack of an air ninja cause any damage to the barrier? Inside the Konoha village below, there were even many Konoha villagers who were originally asked to go to the shelter. They were a little panicked before, but now they calmly watched the battle above, completely calmed down. Explosive charms fell on the barrier one after another, and Kunao hit the barrier, just like scraping, with no effect at all. The fireworks of the detonating talisman were even regarded as a fireworks display by the villagers of Konoha. When did the village have such a strong barrier? Some villagers said in confusion. I heard that it was brought by the Fifth Hokage, and the flying bird our ninja rides on above is also said to be the Fifth Hokage's ninjutsu. It's the Fifth Hokage, so it's no wonder. The Konoha villagers were not surprised immediately. For ordinary Konoha villagers, Hinatan Nariku is almost omnipotent in their eyes. Like other great ninja villages such as Kumogakure and Tsunagakure, in the past, it may have been necessary to gather several. It took 1,000 people to fight each other, but now they can be directly subdued by the Hokage alone. It is almost like returning to the era of the first Hokage. Back to the era when Konoha dominated the ninja world and no one dared to disobey. In the Hokage building. Boring. Hyuga Nariku shook his head and commented, then no longer paid attention to this unsuspicious battle above the village. Go tell Kakashi, Yamato, and Metkai to come over and go out with me. With that said, Hinatan Nariku directly dismissed the shadow clone in the Hokage building. Not long after, the main body, which had been in the Shigu forest, opened the space passage and came over. After a few operations, Narashikaku was stunned for a moment. Stunned. Is it true that you have always been a shadow clone in the Hokage building? Subconsciously I felt that the other party was a bit too much, but I quickly took back this idea and began to complain that the other party was obviously the Hokage, but why was he so leisurely, and he was the Hokage's assistant? But you are so busy that you die. Kumogakure forced me, and the Third Hokage persuaded me to die. Author, Uchiha Hokage. Chapter 214. Inside the Sky Fortress Ankelbindian. Lord Shannon, the fortress main gun has been charged. A Kong ninja quickly reported the report, with a ferocious look on his face. After so long, Konoha hasn't fired a second shot, presumably because the opponent's chakra cannon has not recovered yet. However, their Kong ninjas the village has already been fully charged. All it takes is one more shot to make Konoha Ninja Village history. Shannon nodded, barely suppressing his desire for revenge, and ordered send someone to notify the air raid troops in front and leave the Konoha Ninja Village immediately. Ankelbindian will fire again in 10 minutes. The subordinates quickly took the order and left. However, not long after, someone shouted in surprise. Who? Lord Shen Nong said, 7 or 83, someone, has invaded the fortress. The air ninja who was monitoring the situation throughout the fortress was shocked. On the air fortress, a space passage suddenly opened. Hyuga Nariku, Heitake Kakashi, Metkai, and Yamato walked out of the passage. Call. No matter how many times I watch it, Nariku's space ninjutsu is still so shocking. Hatake Kakashi looked back at Konoha dozens of miles away and sighed. At such a long distance, a space channel can be opened directly to reach here accurately. Even that space channel can continue to be maintained, allowing everyone to a large number of ninjas past. Even his teacher, the fourth Hokage Namikaze Minato, could not do this with the Flying Thunder God technique. It's just an ability of the reincarnated eye. Hinatan Naruto said nonchalantly. Are we in heaven? Mate Kai looked at the clouds around the building, the surprise in his eyes could not be concealed, and he was amazed. It's incredible that such a huge group of buildings can float in the air together. Is this really something a ninja can do? Yamato couldn't help but sigh. Ahead, the air ninjas who discovered the intruders attacked quickly, but were directly restrained by Yamato's wooden escape. Immediately afterwards, there was a steady stream of air ninjas coming towards the side. Danshan Yamato cannot completely control the other party with his wooden escape alone. Don't limit your sights to ninjas. Hyuga Naruto glanced at Yamato, with some disgust in his eyes, and clasped his hands together. The wood escapes, and the tree world is born. The big trees that rose up from the ground covered the entire air fortress. Countless branches of trees entangled all the air ninjas, unable to move. If we talk about the destructive power, the eternal kaleidoscope, the samsara eye, and the reincarnation eye are all very powerful. Strong. But when it comes to controlling enemies without killing them, wood escape is more convenient. Chakra is chakra, ninjutsu is ninjutsu, and ninja is ninja. They cannot be confused with each other. Just like Yamato, even if you master wood release, your chakra amount is limited, and you will be unable to face a steady stream of enemies. The amount of chakra most ninjas have has an upper limit, but this upper limit is not the upper limit for the amount of chakra used in ninjutsu. Just like the chakra cannon, it is still within the scope of chakra and ninjutsu, but it is not what ordinary ninjas can achieve. Hyuga Naruto's words made Yamato look a little embarrassed. Kakashi was thoughtful, but Metkai was confused. He couldn't understand it at all. What about ninjas and ninjutsu, and what is the upper limit of chakra amount? Is this why Naruto established the scientific ninja tool class? Kakashi touched his chin and thought, feeling that he seemed to understand something. That's right. Hyuga Naruto nodded. In my opinion, the six-path sage disperse the chakra and let the ninja master the chakra through ninjutsu. This is the wrong way. On the one hand, there is an upper limit to the amount of chakra a single ninja can have, and there is an upper limit to what he can do. On the other hand, relying on the ninjutsu released by the ninja relies too much on the talent of the ninja himself. In this ninja world, the vast majority of so-called ninjas who have mastered chakra can only learn one ninjutsu like Tsuchiryubai in their lifetime. What's the use of letting them master chakra? It can only be used as a tool to kill people. I heard that Jiraiya Senpai is teaching Naruto his ninja skills recently, saying that a ninja is someone who can endure? How ridiculous. Although he thinks Jiraiya is a respectable senior, Hyuga Naruto does not agree with Jiraiya's ninja at all. Ninjas are just ordinary people who have mastered power. In this era, ninjas have positioned themselves even more. It has become a tool of war and combat. In comparison, the path of scientific ninja tools in Boruto has more merits. On the one hand, the use of scientific ninja tools does not depend on the qualifications of ninjas and can be more widely popularized. The power of Karate. On the other hand, without the ninja's body, the upper limit of the power of scientific ninja tools is no longer just the upper limit of the ninja's chakra amount. Just like the chakra cannon developed by Kumoyan village. In the world that can destroy the moon in front of Ippo, both the Raikage's thunder release chakra mode and the eight tailed beast jade seem too petty. Of course. For a few elite ninjas, there is another story. The biggest enemy in the ninja world is Otsutsuki clan. Against the Otsutsuki clan, they will only use a earth flow wall, and ninjas of up to Chuunin level will not have the slightest effect. Even Jonin is not qualified to participate in such a battle. The cage level only has a little influence. It's just a qualification to win or lose. Only 4.4 ninjas who have crossed the cage level limit are qualified to compete with the Otsutsuki's. If your enemy is someone with a bloodline that is powerful enough to destroy the moon with one blow, then if your individual strength is insufficient, you must at least have a weapon like a cannon that can destroy the moon. Hyuga Naruka shook his head, looked at the moon, and sighed. Destroy the moon with one blow? What bloodline can be so powerful? This can no longer be called a human being, right? Yamato said with a hint of doubt in his tone. It's true that he's not a human being. Hyuga Naruka nodded slowly and walked towards the main control room in front. Let's deal with these guys from the Kong Ninja Village first, and then notify the people from the Scientific Ninja Tool class to come over. We Konoha have taken over this fortress.